Then welcome to News Now. My name is Stanley Nyaringita, here to update you on what has been happening in the country and beyond. And we start off, 2 Kenyan police officers and 3 civilians who had been held by Tanzanian authorities at the Horohoro one-stop border point have been released following a joint briefing between officials from the 2 countries. According to a police report filed at Lunga Lunga police station on the 6th of January 2026, the officers, Police Constables Patrick Kithinji and Ahmed Ali from Tononoka police station in Mombasa, were arrested earlier at the border, while in the company of 3 Kenyan civilians identified as Mzee Mwinyi Mzee, Sophia Menza Mbogo and Abdikadir Aden. Meanwhile, President William Ruto today chaired a high-level strategic meeting at State House, Nairobi, focusing on the implementation of the proclamation on alcohol and drug control, signaling the government's intensified war against substance abuse. The meeting brought together senior officials from the security sector and other government departments. And tension has gripped Baringo South after herders invaded farms at the Pekera irrigation scheme, destroying crops that were ready for harvest. Police in Marigat were forced to use tear gas to disperse the herders who had surrounded the police station.
Kila mara tumeleta ripoti yetu, lakini hakuna mtu anasikia kilio chetu. Lakini kwa leo tunataka tuombe kila mtu ajue leo wenye wako hapa walikuja hapa kwa sababu ya uchungu sana. Wengi wako na watoto wenye wanataka warudishe shule, sasa shule imefunguliwa, lakini sasa ukikuta vitu sao hakuna hata moja.
Sasa sisi tukiwa wakulima kwa skimi, hii mambo si wakati. Sijui serikali alikuwa hapa wako tusaidia wakati yote. Tumelima kila wakati, isi ng'ombe wanachipiga. Sijui nani anapiganga au simu kutoka Kiserian mpaka pande hii. Wanafika wanafungulia na kuja kukuambia toka, kama hujatosheka kufuna toka.
Sasa ile kitu sisi tunaomba tu serikali atusaidie tu, kwa maana kabla hatujapikia kupikana wenyewe kwa wenyewe wakuja atatue maneno.
And the owners of BBS Mall in Nairobi's Eastleigh area have petitioned the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, that is NCIC, to take action against former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua over remarks what they say unfairly linked the businesses to an alleged fraud scheme in Minnesota, USA. In the complaint, mall owners argue that Gachagua's comments suggesting that proceeds from the alleged Minnesota fraud were invested in Eastleigh and used to construct a shopping mall have caused reputational harm and risked undermining the commercial standing. The petitioners are now demanding that the commission take immediate action to address what they describe as defamatory and damaging allegations. And to politics, Orange Democratic Movement Party leader Dr. Oburu Odinga this morning held talks with Secretary General Edwin Sifuna. The meeting comes amid internal wrangles that have rocked the party in recent weeks, with a section of MPs threatening to expel Sifuna over controversial remarks. Dr. Buru described Sifuna as, and I quote, sober and principled voice, representing the party's democratic ideals. He said the party remains united and that differences of opinion do not amount to division. Meanwhile, opposition leaders led by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka today joined family and friends at the burial of the father of Kipipiri Member of Parliament, Wanjiku Muhia. Addressing mourners, Kalonzo Musyoka called on President William Ruto's government to prioritize critical national issues, including the timely release of the school capitation funds and the acceleration of development programs. The leaders emphasized the need for the administration to urgently address the challenges facing Kenyans, noting that effective service delivery remains key to easing the current economic pressure on citizens.
Mimi ni mwanadiplomasia. You can't literally, because there's such a thing as equality of state. Hata kama nchi yako ni maskini, you cannot compare your country to another one. That is serious breach of protocol. I'm quite sure watu wa Singapore are themselves embarrassed. What William Ruto should have started by saying, ni yale Kibaki tulipanga na yeye on Vision 2030. Aongei hayo, hata katika issues zao ya bottom up, sijui hustler, because this thing about Singapore is a diversionary tactic, so that Kenyans can forget the problem we are currently experiencing in terms of leadership, terms of corruption.
And to Busia County now, where residents of Bumutiro village are living in fear after an electricity pole showed signs of collapsing onto the road. According to locals, the pole is leaning towards the roadside, posing a serious risk of electrocution to pedestrians and motorists. Residents say their attempts to reach the Kenya Power office in Busia have been unsuccessful, despite filing reports about the dangerous pole.
Huu muti moto uko ndani na watoto wetu wanapita hapa wakienda shuleni, hata sisi wenyewe tunapita hapa. Tumekuwa na wasiwasi sana kabisa, hata watoto wakienda shuleni.
Vile huu mti wa stima unaning'inia, ni hatari sana kwa wapita njia wa njia hii. Tungeomba tu kama turekebishia watuletee zile concrete poles.
Na si hapa peke yake, hizi miti zimeanguka katika area hii sehemu nyingi ambapo zinafaa zirekebishwe, ambapo asiposhughulikia mvua inayokuja mwezi wa 3 hii, tutakuwa na maafa katika area ya Kingandole hii.
Huu mtu imebendi hivi kama miezi 5 kwa sasa hivi. Tumejaribu kupiga report kwa Kenya Power, sijui kama wanasikia hii report ama wasikii. Tunaona tu magari zao zikikuja zinateremka zinapanda.
Kenya Power, kama mnaweza rekebisha hii mti mara moja, mrekebishe. Msiporekebisha, tumeona sisi tutashika matai, tutaandamana mpaka kwa ofisi yenu.
And to health matters, as the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers, that is GOCO, strike enters its 16th day, clinicians have held protests in Nairobi, calling on both the national and county governments to heed their demands. Speaking outside Afya House in Nairobi, the clinicians accused Health Cabinet Secretary Eden Duale of downplaying their concerns by failing to sign their collective bargaining agreement. Meanwhile, the Council of Governors has defended its decision to seek legal action to stop the strike, saying the matter is now before the courts, with a case set for mention on the 15th of this month.
Any willing government can sit down with us. Within 30 minutes, we can be able to realize what we have raised. One of the issues on the strike notice is the collective bargaining agreement. And to demonstrate that this is a government that is unwilling to address issues of its workers and the issues that affect the poor Kenyan. They have negotiated a CBA for more than 8 years.
We presented our petition on 9th. Though there is no officer who came to receive, we still serve. But up to date, we do not have any response. and we have not been called for a meeting by either this ministry or the Council of Governors.
And the Kenya Wildlife Service has issued a public advisory following the sighting of 2 lionesses outside the Nairobi National Park, with residents urged to remain on high alert. The lionesses were spotted on at the Sholinke trading area, approximately 8.3 kilometers from the park boundary. KWS says teams are actively managing the situation, with the rangers already on the ground to safely capture and relocate the animals back to the park. Now, my name is Stanley Nyaringita. We put a pause right there. More news coming away at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. Good day.